Welcome to the Cruz Coaching Podcast, a podcast where we talk about individualized soccer training and all of the hot topics in the world of soccer. Today, I hope you are ready to learn, grow, grind, and discuss and become a better coach and a better player. Let's go. All right, guys, welcome to the Cruz Coaching Podcast. And as you guys can see, we have a special guest, the one and only Jaedyn Shaw. Jaedyn, how are you?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm doing pretty good. Jaedyn and I go way back, way back.
All the way back.
All the way back, yeah. So it's really good to have you on, Jaedyn. It's going to be a fun conversation that we're going to have. This podcast should be about, I don't know, roughly 20, 30 minutes for the most. And we're about to have some fun. You ready, Jay?
Yeah.
Okay, so Jaedyn, we're going to ask you a series of questions just to kind of see what you've been up to and all that, and how is life as a professional, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So I think the first question that I have for you, Jaedyn, I would like to know, tell us a little bit about your journey of becoming a professional soccer player, especially at a young age.
I would say my roots come from playing futsal and basically everything technical. I played futsal for about 7 years, just like strictly. And then I started easing into outdoor, and I finally went full outdoor.
Oh.
And then, so I was doing that. I was doing a lot of skills training with Cruz, and I was doing Sealy also. And I was, basically just like training my butt off, doing like 3 days and whatnot. And then I was unfortunate to tear my ACL in 2021. And then I came back in like 7 months, and then I got the opportunity to train with the Washington Spirit, and I was with them for 7 months, and then I was able to join the league and play for San Diego Wave. So that's where I am now.
Okay. So I wanted to kind of dive a little bit more into that same question. At what age did you start playing futsal?
I started playing futsal when I was about 6, and at that point it was just like they were just doing camps, and then when I was about 7, then they started a residency program. So we would go to school until 12, and they would pick us up, and then they would take us to training, and we would be in training for about 4 or 5 hours. And then that's what we did every single day. And then on the weekends we would have games and tournaments, and occasionally we would go to Brazil, and we would train in Brazil. I would train with the girls' side by myself, and then the boys would go train with the boys Santos team. And then so I was about 9 when we were doing that, and then we would have tournaments in like Orlando at the ESPN place, and we won that, I think, once. I won it with the girls once. I think I won it with the boys too. And then that was a tough tournament. And then we went to Barcelona, and we played there, and we didn't do that well, but we played against Barcelona, so that was sick. And then I stopped playing around like 12, 13-ish. Yeah.
That sounds like a lot. So would you say that futsal is like the biggest part of your development, or
I would say it's like my base foundation. I feel like my technical ability and the way that I see the game is basically off of how I grew up playing futsal. It's like super fast pace, like you have to be super smart. Movement is definitely a big thing, and you have to be able to see like the pockets and all of that, because it's a pretty small space. And like for me, I played in the back because we played like a 2-2, so I played in the back, and I was like the distributor basically, and that's basically like how I see myself in the game too. Like now with bigger space and 11v11 and stuff like that, I can still see the little inklings of my futsal background in it too. But yeah, I say like technical ability would be like one of my strongest parts of my game, part of futsal and part of also like just focusing on those trainings also outside of
Okay.
training.
And now, so you are a big time professional now. You are a big professional now. I think I met you when you were like 14, maybe 15 years old. And your training regiment was kind of crazy to me because I felt like she was doing a lot. So, and I still think that was like really good as well. But how much has that changed?
Yeah, so I'll just dive deep into like what you mean by a lot, because thinking back on it now, it was definitely a lot. But I would have like, because I was homeschooled, so I would have like training in the morning, whether it be like lifting or technical training with you. I would have that in the morning, and then I would have like something in the middle. So like if it was lifting in the morning, I would have like technical training in the afternoon-ish night, depending on the time. And then I would go to team training right after. So like sometimes I like made a not a deal, but like I had a conversation with my coach and I was like, well, I'm not getting anything out of practice, so I'm going to come right after warm up from my other training and I'll jump straight into training, because it was like basically a cool down for me from the trainings and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was like training with you religiously. I was training with Sealy religiously. I was training with EPT, which is like a strength and conditioning, like lifting place. And yeah, all of that was like an everyday thing. Like that was like a strict regimen, like so much going on. And I was like jumping between teams also.
I'll always remember like this one moment where I don't know if you remember this as well, but we went to the field like that was behind that really big church, and your muscles were like, you were dead tired, and we did like one drill like over and over, and after that I was like, okay, you gotta run like 10 sprints, and she's like, oh my god.
Yeah, one thing I will say with Cruz, like I was very like blunt about everything. I did not care if I didn't want to do it. I'd be like, Cruz, what are we doing, dude? Do you not see me right now?
Yeah,
but I would end up doing it.
Yeah,
those sprints were crazy. He was just trying to mess with me.
Those were good times. But so let's talk a little bit about you in the NWSL. I mean, obviously, you're one of the youngest players in the NWSL right now. How have you adjusted to the high level of play there?
Yeah, I mean, I think that it was definitely a challenge for me jumping into the pro level, because I was still playing youth club level. I was training with the boys mostly because like the older age groups, they just don't care anymore. So I was training with the boys, and I think that it was still like a pretty big jump, and that was something that I was definitely ready for. I mean, I always love a challenge. Like that's like if you see like my player profile, like it literally says that like I need like a challenge. Like it can't be anything boring. And I was just getting bored. So I love playing with the pros. I'm like, I don't know, I just love being challenged every day and being pushed to my limit and growing so much. And yeah, it's definitely something that I'm enjoying and I'm very grateful to be able to do.
Awesome. And well, you did score 3 goals. You did score on your debut. I was there in the stadium cheering you on. You scored 3 goals in 7 games for the Wave. Can you walk us through your experience scoring your first goal and then the emotions that you were feeling in that moment?
Yeah, so I remember the Chicago game. It was definitely like an eye-opening experience for me because I really only had like a week of training before that game. So like I felt like I had like all of the pressing down. I had like all of the tactical stuff down in practice, and then I got out there and I forgot everything. Like I literally was just in no man's land the entire like first 45 minutes. Um, but yeah, so I definitely was super excited that game. Like I was so hyped. I was so ready to go.
Yeah. It
And
was a packed stadium too, and I was just like, I
it
wonder
was
what she's
very
feeling,
packed
how
because
she's feeling.
it was like a double header day.
Yeah.
Like the men played and then all the fans from the men's game would like stay and then we played. So it was definitely super cool playing with one of my, you know, one of the players that I grew up watching on the national team and everything, Alex Morgan, and then also watching or playing against Mallory Pugh and Alyssa Nair and players like that. So it was definitely super cool for me to be like actually on the field with them and in front of my family. And yeah, so the goal, I remember Keijo getting a breakaway and then like me being like far on the other side and just kind of like, you need to get in the box.
Mhm.
And so she is dribbling down. She gets like a 1v1 with the goalkeeper, and I was like, oh, she's gonna shoot it. And then like she didn't shoot it. She like crossed it over to me, and then I see like two players like come really quick in front of me. So I took a touch, and then I just like tapped it in after. And honestly, if you see like the pictures of the scream, like that wasn't me. Like if you know me, like that's not me at
Can we
all.
can we break down that goal a little bit though? Because I feel like not everybody. I think most players would take that shot with like in that situation. Most players would take that chance with one touch. You had to take the extra touch to cut across and slip it in. How did you stay so calm in that situation?
I think honestly, I've done that like that back post run like a million times. So
Hmm.
I feel like for me, it was just like composing myself was the most important thing instead of just being like, oh my God, I'm about to score and just like hitting it as hard as I can. I think just like when I saw those two players like come across really
Hmm.
fast, I was just like, okay, like relax, take a touch, and then hit it with your left. And I think it was kind of like something that I just like did out of instinct that it wasn't so much like thinking about it because it was really like really fast. So um I think that it was just something that I've done a million times and I
Yeah.
just had to compose myself first and then just like do what I've done a million times and I feel like I don't know, I was prepared for that moment.
I'll be. It was a surreal moment for all of us, and I think it was your mom as well. Was she was, I think she was in tears in the stands too. She was just like, oh, it's all happening so fast. It was great. It was a great moment, man. I'm really
Yeah.
happy for you. Um, so um, since you have become a professional, have you like experienced any major challenges, and how, and if you did, how did you overcome it?
Yeah, I think I'm just kind of like figuring out myself and like what works for me because like coming into preseason, it's like very like different. Like you want to come in like in good shape, and then like you also like want to have room to grow and stuff.
Mhm.
Um, I think just like figuring out what works for me in the off season is going to help me in the long run for the season. And I feel like the veteran players, they like know their bodies so well. They're like, oh, I need to start training at like this date, and then like I'll be good. Like no worries. I know exactly what to do to
Mhm.
get myself good. And like I feel like me, I'm still kind of learning that a little bit and like what works for me and like what I need to work extra hard on because that doesn't come as natural.
Yeah.
And what, doesn't or what I need to like maybe push aside just a little bit just to, focus on those other parts of training and then still like managing my body because my track record of managing my body isn't the greatest. So um, I just really have to focus on just like balancing everything and knowing like what my body needs and like what, again works for me and what I can continue to push on, and what I need to maybe like hold back on a little.
Okay, and well, you did play and train every day with one of the best female players in the world, Alex Morgan. Has that made the process easier or harder?
I would think for me, I mean, I feel like it's made it a little bit easier, yeah, because like, I mean, she sets a pretty good example of what a pro looks like. And I mean, I'm next to her all the time. Like my locker is close to her. I'm close to her on the field. But like I said, I have like really nothing bad to say about her. Like she's a really great role model for me, especially coming in, being younger and being new and everything.
Awesome. And I have a question for you that has to do with mental toughness. I had a player who she said that she has a problem with making mistakes in games, and then she tries to fix the mistake, and she ends up making more mistakes. Like, how do you go about staying mentally focused during a game?
I think for me, it's just like being in the moment and just like being in yourself. Like I feel like when you're in front of 30,000 people and when you're playing with and against like people that you saw growing up, it can get very overwhelming. And like for me, like I just learned to just like enjoy the moment and just be like, oh, like I deserve to be here and like I'm here for a reason, and just kind of like going along with that and just being like, I believe in myself, like yeah, I'm gonna make mistakes, but like honestly, they could care less as long as you like are good and you try to win it back, and even if you don't, like you made that effort and then we just reorganize, because like people are gonna make mistakes. Like the best of us are gonna make mistakes, and
you can't escape it.
No way. Like I had a postseason meeting with my coach, and she was like, I don't care if you lose the ball, like go win it back, like who cares? And I was just like, that was definitely eye-opening for me. I was like, because me being a dribbler, I'm like, but I don't want to lose the ball, like whatever. But yeah, like I wouldn't worry about the like making mistakes thing. Like everybody's gonna do that. Just like learn how to maybe compose yourself and just like believe in yourself and then go at it again. Like you're only gonna get better from that.
Absolutely, I appreciate that. Yeah. Now, you were given a pretty big award for this year, I guess. Like you said, you were the U.S. Female Young Player of the Year for 2022. What was your initial reaction to winning this award, and how do you plan to build on that success in the future?
Yeah, obviously I was extremely grateful and super honored to be put on to be given the opportunity to even like have that. Because looking at the list of players, I'm like, those are like people that I grew up watching. Like this is crazy. But yeah, I think that I definitely am going to continue to work and to grow into not so much for the like awards and stuff, just because like I hold myself to that standard. You know that. And I feel like we can like just keep going and striving for more. And again, like super grateful for that award and super happy to be put on that list. And I will not disappoint anybody.
You don't gotta worry about that, girl.
Whoever voted for me, thank you. And I got you. You're not gonna disappoint.
Okay? Yeah, we're gonna perform. So what advice would you have for any young player who is aspiring to become a professional at your level?
I'd say just like for me growing up, I always wanted to strive for more. So if something was getting comfortable, I figured out, or my mom really, she figured out things for me to do that would get me to the next level. So whether that was like, instead of training with my team every week or every day of the week, I would train like every other day with the boys. And so I would get that like extra little bit. So I feel like if you feel like you're getting comfortable, then maybe try something new, get something extra, or like just dive deep into your game and figure out like what are my not weaknesses, but like lesser strengths, and build those up so that your game is just completely full circle. And yeah, I would just say like keep challenging yourself, keep striving for more, and getting to the pros is not impossible. You can do it, and so if you work hard, so cliche, but if you work hard, you can get there, and just believe in yourself.
It's cliche, but it's true.
It is true.
It's cliche, but it's true.
I'm that one. Worked hard your whole life.
So what would you say is your goals for the upcoming NWSL season, both individually and as a team?
I say individually, I want to be a top goal scorer, obviously, because I'm an attacker. And I think for the team, we of course want to win the Shield. We of course want to win the championship. That is definitely a goal for our team. I think for me, just like making sure I know my role, or whatever role I have in that game. I just embrace it and just be a value on the team in different ways, and and yeah.
Awesome. So going on to our final question, and I kind of feel like I know the answer to this question a little bit, but I'll ask you anyways.
Okay.
Can you share with us something about yourself that the fans might be surprised to learn? First off, Jaedyn, you can't say food.
Everybody knows that by now. I literally talked about Popeyes one time on an interview, and it was so bad. I was like, guys, I'm sorry, I'm hungry. Something that I don't know. I feel like people know that I'm Blasian. That's a thing.
You what?
Now. People know that I'm Blasian.
British? Oh, right. I didn't know that was a thing. I'm sorry. I didn't know. I thought you said.
What did you think that I was gonna say?
I thought you was going to have a whole conversation about how much you love food or something. I don't know.
People know this already.
Okay.
People know this. Oh my god.
And
something that. Alex Morgan just mentioned me in her story.
Awesome.
I don't know what people don't know about me. What?
I think that you're a pretty open person to life and everything. So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I give the people what they want, and inside of my life, I'm actually a goofball. That's what people.
That's one thing a lot of people don't know. Yeah.
Especially with this guy, like I'm actually a goofball. Like.
And do you remember the last time they trained? You were speaking to one of my players and stuff, and the first thing, as soon as you left, it was like, man, I had no idea she was that cool.
That cool?
Yeah, she had. That's so normal. Yeah.
Our trainings actually last like 3 hours because we're like joking, like the videos don't give it off.
Yeah.
I mean, like the blooper videos a little bit.
Yeah. We have a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, I'm actually like goofy as heck.
Yeah.
And yeah, I also like getting to know people, like getting to know like I don't want to say my fans, but like my fans, I guess. Yeah, so like I like coming to say hi to people and have a little combo. So
all right, so it's time to jump into our flash questions, Jaedyn. I have a bunch of questions to ask. It's gonna be really quick. Are you ready to get started?
Yes. Hold on, let me fix my hair. It looks crazy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who would you say is your favorite player?
Neymar.
Messi or Ronaldo?
Messi.
Pancakes or waffles?
Waffles.
Grass or turf?
Grass.
scissors, or body feints?
Scissors.
Favorite meal?
That's hard. Anything Asian.
Anything Asian. Because she's Blasian, guys.
Because I'm Blasian. Hello?
Megs or assist?
Megs or assist?
Or assist. Assist. Like your sister goal.
I know that. But I was making sure you said Megs. Because I'm thinking goal or assist. Megs or assist?
That's tough. I know that's a tough
Assist.
one. Assist? Okay.
Probably.
Neymar or Ronaldinho? Ooh.
That's a tough one. I think Ronaldinho.
Ronaldinho?
Yeah.
What is your favorite holiday?
Take a guess.
Christmas?
No,
Christmas,
I actually really do like Christmas, but I thought you were gonna say Thanksgiving because
the food. Oh my god.
Yeah, but I
should have known that
I
one.
like Christmas because I like giving people gifts. I'm a gift giver. I'm like one of the only cousins that actually give people gifts.
And I think I got two more for you. Your favorite TV show, go.
Money Heist.
Money Heist.
Or Love Island, UK.
Love Island, UK. And what is your top 3 music genres?
Top 3 music genres?
Yeah.
I would say R&B, rap, and Afrobeats. I need new Afrobeats suggestions.
So guys,
all I have for the mainstream, send me. My DMs are open for all Afrobeats. Make sure the subject says Afrobeats recommendations because I will open that in about 20 minutes. Like, I got you. I'm there. We can have a combo after. Send me the song. I'm there.
Well, Jaedyn, it was really good to have you on the podcast. It's always an honor. It's always great to talk to you. And it was good to get to know a little bit about you, a little bit more about you, I guess. And what's up, guys? It is your host, Coach Cruz, and just wanted to say thank you for tuning into this episode of our podcast. We have a lot more to come. It's going to be great. It's going to be fantastic. We have a lot of conversations to talk about. I'm going to introduce more people almost every single week. I hope so. But anyways, guys, if you are looking for us on other platforms, we are on Apple Podcasts. We are on Google Podcasts. We are on Spotify. So make sure you go and check us out. Peace.